Hello, folks. I'm Richard Moore, North Mississippi Anti-Gang Stalking Association, YouTube, United States Anti-Gang Stalking Association. You can also follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Parler, and working on the Rumble thing and Tumblr, and I don't know. I'll write it down next time. Everybody can get the 411 on that. Today's video, I'm going to talk about, of course, organized criminal stalking. But I want to really focus on the events that have unfolded over, let's say, the last 14 days, if you will. So the backstory, as many of you know, I was framed up, arrested, and convicted on a bogus conviction in federal court. And this had to do with pornography that was planted by then Deputy Sheriff Curtis Knight, later Chief Deputy, and just learned that he's no longer with the Monroe County, Mississippi Sheriff's Department, but he has been up in just recent. If I understand, he's working at United Furniture, which is a claptrap for failed and crooked law enforcement, snitches, and so forth. If you eliminate those people, they'd have problems making a dinette set at best. So, and with the assistance of a corrupt attorney, Jeff Navarro, and more importantly, the local police department, Amer, Mississippi. The chief is that was there is still the chief, and it's absolutely lost for his name, and a few officers there on hand when all this started unfolding in 2004. I'm saying all that to say this. My targeting was, it was a revenge situation. And as we know, many victims know that if you're a whistleblower, or if you know information or hold information that that a lot of people would rather the rest of the world not know about, then you can best believe that you're going to make it on the list. A list, by the way, that you don't ever get to see. They managed to get a nice, sweet deal, thanks to the DHS, Department of Homeland Security, which ain't got anything to do with the federal government. State-owned agency. It's owned by state employees and private entities, and they enjoy zero oversight of what they do, and that's collecting massive amounts of data. And I mean massive amounts, personal, pharmacological, everything on every citizen of this country. And what they do with it, we know some of what they do with it, but they do with it whatever they want to do with it, okay? So nothing is can be considered safe or private. That's a hoax. With this association, I have continuously beat the drum of exposing these crimes, the organization, corrupt law enforcement, and the crimes that they commit on a regular basis, and their involvement and their position as running criminal organized stalking. Now, I'm quite sure they have another definition, other lingo that they use, but that's neither here nor there. It's criminal. When you're targeting American citizens based on whatever you've been told or whatever you think that they're doing wrong, but yet it hadn't been established in a court of law because their due process, civil liberties, constitutional rights, all that's ignored. Hence, what they're doing is criminal, okay? So, they believe that they've been able to have a good run and enjoy this deniability and all these things and pretend. And I have been relentless at exposing what they're doing and that they can't explain away. Now, the end game for the target, of course, is destruction, for the target to die. That is a very well substantiated fact. It starts with false accusations, arrest, smear tactics, so forth, to destroy the character and reputation of the victim. That makes their job easier, to isolate them and create whatever narrative and talking point they want. And then they get all the other clowns involved in systematically torturing and stalking the victim. And that is what's been going on with me for years. And somehow the morons, once you expose them, I get it all the time. Death threats and all this stuff. As you can see, I'm still alive. They have, one of the major common threads is, other than being liars and untrustworthy sneaks, they're cowards. Period. I can't be any more clear than that. Countless documented complaints made to law enforcement by myself have been ignored as it pertains to me being stalked. And believe it or not, I get arrested for cyber stalking. I threaten somebody online. That's about as far-fetched as it gets. There is no way that, of course, it's this deal hasn't had a chance to run its course. I'm just anxious to see what, you can arrest anybody for anything and say anything. And you can indict a ham sandwich. I have spent a great deal of time and effort with collecting data and information, waiting for moments like this. And so, you can rest assured, I'm more than convinced that we will be up to the task. With this arrest, I believe that they'll get more than they actually bargained for. As much as they want to make it about me, all about me, they want to obviously demonize and make the victim look like the criminal. This is old hat, folks. Make the victim look like the criminal. She should have been wearing a short dress. She was asking for it. That's why she got raped. That mentality is the problem that we have in America today, and that's the problem that we're dealing with local law enforcement. So this latest case, when I catch an individual leaving my driveway, I get a tag, and I will run that information, and I post information about this individual after I noticed a score of stalkers that were on my property fleeing back to this residence. A tag that's registered to that residence in this county with an individual has the audacity to say I'm cyber stalking them. Now, with all of my evidence of the stalking and what, none of that's been investigated. No arrests have been made. But just grasping at straws, they arrest me, put me through it, and my civil and constitutional rights grossly violated while incarcerated at the Lee County, Mississippi jail, which that's Sheriff Jimmy Johnson. I've talked about him for a long time, about his leadership role in this in North Mississippi as it concerns organized criminal stalking. This is not a conspiracy or a thought process or something that I may think in a public venue with testimony, sworn statements, and subpoenas establishing what I just said. is not going to be difficult. Will not be difficult. Now, so they have an axe to grind. So somehow this individual managed to get a complaint filed in a county that I don't reside in, because this person actually lives in another county. Well, from everything I've got, this person lives next door to me, okay? They've got some other story to it. No matter what the story, we know, I've established the fact, it's a perp house. Things are provided to the perps. So if you provided a vehicle, a cushion, whatever your role is in criminal stalking, understand this. You're equally as culpable as the man with the gun, okay? That's simple. So that can't be explained away about individuals' involvement and culpability in this. We're in a different county. Law enforcement's aware of it. Matter of fact, law enforcement that initiated these charges explained to me that the people that were doing these crimes lived across the street, and he was telling me, giving me all the information. Well, I'm aware of that. That's startling. So he's going to finger them, but okay. So if and they've committed crimes that we could do volumes of books, why aren't they in jail? Well, that's not the point. You're the criminal. You know, folks, to say it's bizarre is an understatement. So, I've been very outspoken about the fraudulent and illegal things done to me to get me out, take me out, and to ruin my life. They want me to shut up. They do not want me advocating for victims, people that are hopeless, people that have been driven out of their homes, unemployment, systematically tortured and tormented, driven into insane asylums. Many, and when I say many, have taken their own lives. They've given up hope. They've lost hope. They have no trust of law enforcement or system or anything else, because this is what this system is designed to do. The things I'm telling you about this system is designed to do, again, any day, anywhere, any platform, can be very well proven and substantiated, okay? So this is not just a group of people that thinks things are a certain way. And I will say thank you to all the friends that I've got out there, the people that have reached out and have contacted me, that are, as we speak, that are writing letters to people in government, and will be providing things to various people in the press. So we've got several things going on with this as I speak. The officer initiating this, and of course, before I say that, most of you know that I've been very outspoken about the Masons and their involvement in criminal stalking. I have absolutely have not minced words about my position on criminals. Now people say, well, you might be a little too, I'm sorry if I'm too abrasive. I'm sorry if I use language that you would prefer not to hear. I would prefer not to be tortured. I would prefer not to have everything in my house defaced and destroyed and nothing done about it. Even when law enforcement is on the scene with the perpetrators here, nothing was done about it. Somehow, a victim has no rights. Somehow the victim has to prove things before anything gets decides if they'll investigate or not. So we have to be the investigators. And so law enforcement doesn't do anything. So I go public, and law enforcement wants to arrest me and charge me with a bogus crime. And after this plays out, I think the point will be well taken. They want to bully. Law enforcement wants to bully, and I've seen them many times involved in this group stalking, police cars, playing tag, targeting with writing tickets and so forth. This is the case with me. This is the case with Tupelo, Mississippi and Lee County, Mississippi. That's been documented. Not only has it been documented, those complaints have been lodged with the Mississippi Bureau of Investigation and the FBI. I'm not saying they're going to do anything, but the complaints are there. It's just not a news flash. We didn't know anything was going on. Baloney. I've done due diligence, and trust me, everything has already been established in the anticipation that this would be one of their next moves. This did not come as a surprise, and as a victim out there, it shouldn't come to a surprise to you. Now, I'm proud to say that I do have a very capable attorney that has been briefed for several years here on the things that I'm telling you about. He has just a mountain of information, statements, and insight to what's going on, who's doing it, and what the deal is. So he's not blindsided. He's fully capable of this situation here. So I am, but the fact that I'm having to just resources that I don't have, this is what they want to stop. They want to stop my ability to be able to survive and to have a place to live, and they want to shut me up. They want me dead, but they can't figure out who they can get to pull the trigger. They can't get me to do it, so they're gonna do everything within their power to try to do this. An American hearing this should be appalled at the fact that we have law enforcement behaving like thugs, that they're organizing people to torture other people. They just think we're doing it. We're just discouraging people. That's bullshit. That's bull. When you kick a door off the hinges and destroy their house, it doesn't matter what the mentality is of the victim. That does not change the facts. When you're shot at, when your windows are shot out, that again, regardless of the mentality of the victim, it does not make windows explode out of your vehicle in broad daylight. I don't care how crazy you are. It just doesn't work like that. And so the fact that law enforcement doesn't do anything about this should speak volumes about what I'm saying. Okay? Should speak volumes. They have green-lighted criminal behavior and have the audacity to go in and tell whatever they want to tell, spin a story, get a warrant, and go through all this to simply continue harassment and stalking and torturing the victim. That is what the arrest was about. Now, it just so happens that this officer was in play in 2004 when this all started in another county. It just so happens this officer is a master mason. But folks, y'all picking up what I'm putting down? To say, well, that's a conflict. Hold a minute. Forget conflict of interest. This is an individual that's trying to access all my information online as it pertains to my association, where they can garner any information they can, statements, information, names, and stuff from victims. They want to go on a fishing expedition. Again, this is supposed to be, they're trying to protect people out here that I said some nasty things about, whatever they're alleged. Let me tell you, when you come on my property and you're in my home and you're, or I'm out somewhere and you're trying to run me off, you're doing all this stuff, stalking me, which is a crime, you'd have me to believe that you're trying to protect somebody. Really? They could care less. It's using that as a form of harassment under the color of law. That being said, whether an indictment's rendered or not, at no point in the game will immunity be able to defend willful indifference and misconduct when it comes to civil and constitutional rights violations. This was not in the line of duty. This was where people involved in criminal stalking got together, conspired the charge, and then made things work and trying to make things work into their favor. So we got some serious crimes there, and we're going to expose that. So to say this is detached from the original crime and atrocity would be ludicrous. I mean, it just ludicrous. Happened to be working for a sheriff that I've been very vocal about, that not only did advertising with me back when he ran for sheriff the first time, never paid me, beat me out of it, and is a certified racist, and really believes that he's above the law. He is the law. Man, do it like I want to do it, how I want to do it, and we're big on crime. But what people are not getting is the fact many times anytime they find people that are dead, whatever story, you got to question that. You got to question that. I did learn the hard way when people that I was personally knew that was talking about this, involved in this, ended up dead pretty quick. And then I'm trying to reach out and it's well, I can put you on who they told me was trying to kill them, and they've yet to take a statement. To this day, they have not taken a statement. Tilda and Fred Stevens, Caleb Griggs, they've all got whatever story they're telling is a lie. Okay, it's a lie. Thanks and thank you to the local law enforcement that I can't get them out here. While in jail, they're out here defacing and destroying my property. I called Union County. I'm still waiting 3 or 4 days after the fact. Okay? Now, so I don't know how they think any of this would ever play out in front of a jury. Well, yeah, you're just supposed to sit out and take your torture like a man, and if they won't tell you stuff, that's fine, because that's just, I don't know who has got that kind of screwed up thinking. But, I mean, you couldn't get 12 dumbasses. All the dumbasses are already stalking. So I don't think there's any more dumbasses in the dumbass pool to pull that off. There is no spin tactic that could remotely turn this thing into but one thing, and that is a nightmare for the stalking business as a whole. And myself and others are going to do our dead level best to try to capitalize on this and see to it that that does happen, to give us an opportunity, because we make it I'm talking about with a heavy exclamation point in North Mississippi, then this has ramifications nationwide. Trust me, it has to begin somewhere. And so threatening me with law enforcement in jail, been there, done that, got a t-shirt, went to the house, okay? There is nothing that they won't do or say under oath. Listen, folks, for people that have total disregard for the law and our system and our processes, that feel like they can use it in any direction they want, depending on the situation, are grossly mistaken. Have they done it and yes, they do it and get away with it daily. Are they all like that? Well, the ones I'm talking about are. And so, I don't really need, I think I've got a pretty good sampling here. So that's not our system, and I still have faith in our system. And God willing, we'll be able to take this to task. One thing we won't be doing is making deals. I don't make deals with the devil. The deal is, I am a tax-paying, law-abiding citizen, regardless of what the rumors are, regardless of what the perps say. That didn't mean anything to me, okay? The perps are just, them talking, me listening to a perp talk is like sitting down and paying money to watch somebody with diarrhea. It's in the same deal. I have no interest in it. Speaking of perps with diarrhea, this guy that's got this gang stalking database. Uh, write this down. Capital PERP. All right. I'm going to do more on that later. I've posted many times to that site. But listen, there's plenty, I'm sure, victims that are part of that site. I got perps all over mine. I mean, it's you talk about COVID spreading. I mean, they are absolutely social gonorrhea. Okay, this is criminal stalking. Is nothing more than social incurable gonorrhea, and that is and many of them have physical gonorrhea. So that goes hand in hand with what they're doing versus what they've got. So that's how they pair it up, like wine and cheese. So this I can't. It seems like this original these crimes, they still haunt. These people have individual axes to grind, and they really don't care. They just, I'm doing my job, and I'll play dumb, scratch my head, and all this stuff. Well, let me tell you, under the color of law, taking advantage of people because you don't agree with them or because they're telling the truth doesn't excuse you from anything. I don't see how these people sleep at night. I was talking the other day about these perps and stuff. I'm like, they're posting pictures and family and all that, and I said, let me tell you what's normal about this. They're trying to put out nothing. I mean, right there, illegal drug user around the clock. That one, convicted child rapist. That one, this one. They all stalk. We can go on and on and on. But hear them telling I'm a monster for saying what I just said, the truth. And damn it, boys, I'm telling you what, you talking about people will start spewing like Linda Blair in Exorcist when you start telling the truth. And you know what? I'm not going to stop telling the truth. You're going to get it. And if you don't agree with me, then you don't agree with me. Jump off my page is the best thing I can tell you. The boo games and all that stuff, we're going to get you. I'm not going to stop. I absolutely am not going to stop. I'm not going to shut up. I am on the right side of the law. If it doesn't matter if I get arrested 10,000 times. Every arrest is all the tickets and citations and all this stuff are bogus. They're bogus. They're using that office and their authority as a bully pulpit and as a tool to destroy American citizens. This is what people need to be aware of and people need to be appalled at. And I know that they are. But oftentimes I get people that they'll send me a text or something like that. It'll be a made up account. They are so every elusive coward. Everything I say and do, it's my name on it, and I sign my name on it. I am responsible for what I say, ladies and gentlemen. But I cannot be responsible and will not be responsible for what the hell you thought you heard or what the hell you think you're reading. I can only be responsible for what I said. So we want to keep everything in its proper perspective. Ultimately, my job is this, and I do this daily, is expose the crime and the criminal and offer assistance to the victim to help them to attempt to get their life back, to get some normalcy. And they get that by having real people that give them real answers and solutions and real hope that there is light at the end of the tunnel. But in this sea of TIs and all this stuff online, you must know, I've said it many times, the majority of these groups and people in these groups are fake. They're bogus. That's all I can tell you. I mean, it's easy for me to see most of the time. Asking these lame, airheaded questions, so forth and so on, and you get some perps on there that are passionate about, but they're when they've got a different narrative every week. I question that. I think my narrative has been the same. It's not going to change. People try to change it, but you're not going to change my narrative. I'm still talking about what I'm talking about, and I'll still be talking about tomorrow what I'm talking about right now. Okay? I can't be 4, 5, 6 different people. The stalkers love this. They talk out of both sides of their mouth and their ass and ain't got a clue what they're saying. But you can believe it's a lie. They have no qualms with betrayal, snitching, create a crime, and try to get a victim in the middle of it to get them charged with it. I all too well very familiar with all these things, and the audacity of these people to pretend like they're good people of the community and good citizens. No, you're not. You're a tyrant. You're a criminal. You are a deplorable, despicable, worthless piece of whatever you can step on and try to scrape off the bottom of your shoe. That's what you are. You've desecrated our laws, our Constitution, our civil liberties, and our birthright, and that is that inalienable right to pursue life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Those have been abjectly denied constantly and systematically by an organization that network nationwide, because they know better. They know what's best for the American citizen. And no, you don't. You don't even know what's best for you. Many of them morbidly obese, scared of toothbrushes. Soap eludes them. And they're penchant for driving Kias and Hondas. Should say a lot. And it goes on and on and on. I have, when I show you pictures of homes and vehicles and so forth, folks, I'm not pulling that out of the hat or just guessing. These are people that I've been watching and documenting for years, stalking and in criminal behavior, committing criminal acts, okay? So when you get it, and when you see it on here, you can bet your sweet ass that wasn't just an unlucky roll of the dice or something like that, or I possibly was mistaken. I made a mistake or something. Not happening. Y'all have to excuse me. I've got a dog, I think, behind me, and I didn't even know I had a dog. So anyway, and so they love to gaslight you, make you question your own judgment, your words, what you think, and so that's the whole purpose of these lights that I've shown on here, where they adjust the lights and they and use the infra blue and infrared lights. I've got tons of footage of that to create illusions, to make the victim hallucinate, and then they say, I saw this, I saw that, get the crazy card going. I mean, all that's old hat, okay? But with those things going on, I'm documenting it. Eventually, and it's going to be sooner than later, people like the Alpine, Mississippi Volunteer Fire Department and the chief of that deal will have to answer for it. I mean, I'm telling you, there's absolutely no way that he's going to be able to dodge that, okay? Every time it is a criminal stalk going on out here in this area where I am, it happens to be the fire chief is smack dab in the middle of it. It's just a repeated, some kind of weird anomaly that nobody can really understand or explain, and say, but he's innocent, but yet he happens to be all the right places at all the right time when criminal behavior is peaking. I've got a problem with that. And I think any legitimate court, I say legitimate court, we're not talking about justice court, and that's what it is in Mississippi. And in other places, they call it kangaroo court, but you get the drift. But that's basically what it is. So I encourage those that, and I've got others that have concerns, especially if you're in Mississippi, to contact and send a letter to Attorney General Lynn Fitch, and her Office of Public Integrity. This is where you express your concerns about criminal wrongdoing by officers of the court, which would be attorneys, and law enforcement officers, which it covers the whole gamut of what I have been talking about. Now, I'm not saying they're going to do anything, but the fact that you've done that, then we won't have in the future. You won't. I won't have any procedural kickouts or blockades in that. And that's too often people understand you can't just go straight to federal court with a civil litigation or your criminal complaints or what have you. And they're not going to take you by the hand and walk you through it mostly, because they try to keep, you're going to work for every damn inch you get, believe me. But there is a procedure, and so most of the time people's case is dismissed or it's not looked at due to not lack of merit, but because of procedural error. And so be mindful of that. This is helps with that. So when you're making complaints and what have you to that nature, you have those steps that you need to follow. I'll extend the invitation again. I've done that. People have provided things, and they are just itching to get their hands on my accounts where they can see the information that people have shared with me and so forth. I do have other sources, other people. It's not all the eggs will never be in one basket. This is something that I've known from day one, and you must understand that they will go to whatever lengths necessary and concoct whatever necessary to get some kangaroo to sign a warrant where they can get in there and go on a fishing expedition. I already know this. I've been victim of that. Trust me. You've got a kangaroo judge backdating a search warrant, and they don't have any problems with that. Andy Hood in Amory, Mississippi, he had no problem with it whatsoever. He could care less that not only was it a lie, not only was it criminal, that he destroyed lives, and I don't how he sleeps at night. And he goes to church and all that. He's a good fellow. Let me tell you what, folks. You can save all that shit for toilet paper. I'm not trying to hear it. I just told you about the man, what he did. Okay. Now I've got sworn statements and testimony to substantiate what I just said. Okay. I mean, I've got them. I'm not going to dig all that stuff. Just I don't have to explain myself about anything. The day of me explaining myself has long been over. I've got this clown running gang stalking database asking questions about my tattoos. And I went into some detail, but the thing about it is, really, is it his business? So I said, surely I'm overreacting that this guy is perping me and trying to maybe he doesn't maybe he hadn't followed me much, or maybe he didn't know that much about me. I rest assured, when I go ahead and get all that out about these folks, like I did about targeted justice sham, then and that's, listen, any problems I have, these censorship and stuff on social media, and TIs have it all too often. Where do you think that's coming from? That's coming from the stalkers, the fake stalkers, the embedded people that's got the fake groups with fake information, fake science, all this pomp and circumstances. It's bullshit. And so that, being a victim, being victimized by people that believe that they're untouchable. We've got complete deniability and all that. I'm telling you, folks, that sales pitch right there, I'm not buying. I wasn't buying then. I'm not going to buy it tomorrow. Not buying it. Am not buying it. Not going to yield to it. So you stick to it. That's your tail. I sit on my tail, okay? And I'm telling you that when I make statements, when I put something out there, you can best believe I'm prepared. I am prepared and do anticipate legal action of any kind. I'm ready for it. Just know that. That's my advice to you, all victims. Document daily. I do that. Journal. Take tag numbers, descriptions, explain what happened. I have to be lengthy in it, but document these things. You'll be glad you did. You never know when the day will come when you wish you had done that. And so save yourself a lot of trouble and heartache. There will be a time, and that time is coming, folks. I've said it, and I'm going to keep saying it. This system was built on a flawed concept. Their principle, their model is flawed. Therefore, there will not be any longevity in this banned COINTELPRO, now Citizen Corps program. It is, they just changed the name, okay? Like Blackwater, they changed their name to something else. People just change the name. But we know it's an old whore, the same old whore, with a new dress. And this same old whore is still out here violating civil rights. In Mississippi, which is the last in line for of respecting the civil liberties of its citizens, it's still alive and well in the dirty South. And it's still alive and well in Mississippi. Doesn't matter what the brochure says at the Welcome Center. Let me tell you what. The Klan and the Masons, which nobody can explain to me why they're two different organizations. I mean, because, the Masons, it's all a secret. So, you'll never get, and whatever they do tell you, believe me, is a damn lie. So, but since they've somehow been able to adopt, well, they're good people, and so good people can't tell a damn lie. And so that ought to have you scratching your head. It's got me scratching my head because, I'm just a country boy from Alabama. And here's what I call that, a damn lie. That's all a damn lie. And so after realizing that these people go to all and any lengths necessary to destroy the target, they have no qualms. Again, we're putting their hand on the Bible. They might as well be putting their hand on a DC comic book. That means nothing to fake Christians going to a fake church, living two different lives, and goes on and on and on. I'm telling you, folks, they think that their opinion and how they think they're going to heaven and they're doing right is, absolutely would make Charles Manson shiver. Okay, that's how screwed up these people are, and that's why they just love to hate people like me. Because, damn it, I dare tell the truth, folks. I'm not running for office, and I'm not kissing any babies in this deal. Okay, I'm not trying to win a popularity contest. I don't think I'll be voted Mr. Congeniality. But I'll tell you one thing. There's one thing about it. Is my words good? And what I say, I mean it. And I have absolutely zero tolerance for a compulsive, sick, pathetic liar and people that participate and get down with people like that. Okay? There is nothing innocent or harmless about any level of involvement in community policing. Equally, all of you share that same dirty jacket, same dirty, filthy secret. It's people like you that make it difficult for hardworking Americans to live from day to day. You've desecrated this country, its Constitution, even by practicing on veterans. They've had over 150,000 suicides. Well, they got PTSD and they had to deal with it. Well, what they're not telling you is that was one of the first groups that were used as guinea pigs. The military is infamous for that. Don't none of you play stupid. Don't forget Tuskegee, the Tuskegee Airmen. Study on that, and then come back and tell me about stupid when American doctors are injecting American military members with syphilis and tell them it was a placebo flu shot or something, killing most of them. What the hell is going on in Kansas, honey? Let me tell you, that's Tuskegee, Alabama, the neighbor over here. And I grew up in Alabama, folks. And I traveled all the world. Said, I live in a pretty regressed state. And boy, did I have to. I said it is the most regressed state. But when I moved to Mississippi, I said, oh my God, I've got to eat them words. My God, Mississippi makes Alabama look like Denmark. You wouldn't believe it. You would not believe it at how regressed. There is nothing. The only thing progressive about this state is violating of civil and constitutional rights. Hate is rampant. They will be smiling, singing Kumbaya and Amazing Grace, and twisting a knife in your mama's back, all in the same motion, and tell you you're seeing things. You're misunderstanding what we're doing here. Well, I read loud and clear what they're doing here, and so I'm gonna continue to put these fake ass people on blast, okay? And I'm going to continue to expose the crimes. What I'd like for you to is I want you to share this video. The victims, the perps are going to do it anyway. Stalkers do what stalkers do. So I've got a following. And, when I say that and hear that, I cringe. Because by me saying I got a following, honey, it doesn't mean it's not what it sounds like to a lot of people. But as victims, we know we have a following. And so they're there, hanging on every word. Can we get him for this? They're trying to figure out how to get me all the time. I'm not paranoid. Believe me, I really went to jail, okay? I didn't think all this up on a bogus charge. And this is, and so, things, and so we're doing the things now to making sure in real time that there's different branches, Department of Justice, Civil and Constitutional Right Violation Division. That's all they do is for civil and constitutional rights, and got that in the works, and with other things. Now, mind you, that we have been diligently, and I've been very public, that we are building a case against law enforcement in North Mississippi for these very things. One would think that they would refrain from obstructing justice and targeting and continue law enforcement in full regalia and targeting a person that's leading this movement. But again, their eye and their view of law and how it should work does not jibe with the laws, okay? It just doesn't. It takes a village now, folks. This holistic approach, that makes everybody involved, everybody doing their part, whether it be from a local prosecutor, a judge, an attorney, or whatever. None of that, folks, makes it okay. It makes it a crime. Again, how these people sleep, that's their legacy. That is what they hang their hat on. Not on that they're doing a good job and that they're serving the people. They're not serving me or anybody that I would care to associate with, okay? Because I really think that criminals out here posing as law enforcement officers or posing as good people just turn my stomach, okay? That's the best way I can put it. And so I wanted to bring everybody up to date on that. While this is going on, of course, I get this ass clown with gang stalking database, and there's a lot of people that he can play games with and text and question them and all that. I don't know who this clown thinks he is or who he thinks he's talking to, but go ahead if you want to. So I'm talking about you now, and we're going to do a whole lot of talking about you. And again, I absolutely can substantiate what I'm saying, and they know I can. And so I don't know what your game is, but let me tell you, you fake group leaders and these fake TIs and all that stuff out here, it's, I'm telling you, I've already told you how pathetic you are. And I'm not face to face with you where I could spit in your face and backhand you, but that'd be too good for you. But you're worthless. You're a disgrace to humanity at best. When I know personally senior citizens that have been tortured and assets depleted, murdered behind this program, then maybe, just maybe, you might get a little understanding of where I'm coming from. For those listening, I could be talking about your parents, and I may be talking about your parents. I could be talking about your son or your daughter. So many are affected. So many are out there that do not realize there's a name for it and that they're not crazy. It's the people that were put into their Truman Show from hell. They're sitting there scratching their head playing stupid. And I resent those that done that in the past. Well, I don't know, play dumb. Well, I'm just the wrong dummy to fall for any of that crap, okay? Let me show you how stupid I am. Let me show you. When I got nearly a terabyte of data stored in the clouds, believe me, they'll see what crazy is, okay? The data and the facts and the evidence, ladies and gentlemen, are mind-boggling crazy, all right, to back up everything I'm saying. If you've got your story, I'd love for you to share it with me. I do travel. I do interviews that I've been this last 2 weeks, but more of the last 30 days. Oh, they've been relentless. They try to really punctuate what they do around the holidays. And they were hell-bent on something. And they finally got me in jail before New Year. So, they got at least a feather in their hat. That's all this is about. All it's about. I stand on that. I'll be standing on that. I will never not be standing on that because that is the truth. We're on the right side of this, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, we're on the right side of the law. And the law is a set of written legal parameters that the citizens must adhere to. And law enforcement's job is to enforce these things, not to dictate them, not to circumvent them, not to spin them, not to reinterpret them. It is to do with it. And when they neglect that, they must be held accountable. And they must be tried by the very system and the very principles that have been systematically denied to the victim. Because we've been denied due process. We've been denied all those things. As if we don't have a voice. We do have a voice. The reason I'm still here today and the reason I'm still talking to you is because God saw fit for that to take place. As a child of the living God, as a blood-bought, born-again Christian, let me tell you what, folks, I'm still standing. They can't outthink, outgame God. And I'm one of His. Whether you like it or not, I'm one of His. You got a problem with it? Take it up with Him. But you're not going to stop me. I stop when God says I stop. Everything I do, God makes it possible. He made it possible for me to be here today to talk to you. I rely on other people to help me to be able to continue doing what I'm doing. Now, folks, if you think people are just running the phones and all that, and I've just got money raining out of the sky, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. If everybody's thinking that, then I've sit here and wonder, do you really want to see change come about? Do you really want more people like me, voices out there, people that are on the front lines, people that would dare stand up to this? Not only that, expose it and give the exposure that we must have for change to take place. Then, folks, you're going to have to get behind some people. And I need people to get behind me. And I've already got people behind me all the time. It's they're doing everything but pulling my hair. And so I need people behind me in a good way. And we will win. We are winning. This is not a monster that cannot be slain, folks. Never think that. With God, all things are possible. Now, I'm telling you, people laugh, and you can laugh. At little David, he was a laughing stock. The armor, everything was, he couldn't even wear it. They said, what are you going to kill this giant with? I mean, he's slayed thousands. I mean, there's nobody, no weapon. And he had a sling and 3 stones. Too many, as a matter of fact. And we know the rest of the story. And folks, I'm telling you, that's what I'm operating with. A sling and 3 stones. And I'm telling you, folks, I probably got too many as well. That's my faith. That, and God will restore. I'm telling you, every single thing the devil took from you, God will restore it. More importantly, make that decision. Victim, make that decision today that you give back everything the devil's given you. Because I'm going to tell you, whether it's a relationship, a friend, whatever he's giving you, and whatever lie he's giving you, give it back to him. I don't want it. You'd have it back. You'd have it back. Make room for what God's got for you, and he's got a lot planned for you. Until next time, God bless you.